Good evening. I'd like to call the East Cocalico Township Board of Supervisors meeting to order for Thursday, August 18th. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, I would ask that everyone just please double check electronic devices, phones, just to make sure they're on vibrate or off so they don't ring during, like mine did earlier, during the meeting. This meeting was duly advertised in the Lancaster newspaper on December 1st of 2021. And I would like to announce there was one executive session held with the HR coordinator for personnel matters from 8 o'clock until just about 9 o'clock this morning. Okay, we have the past meeting minutes for approval. Does anyone have additions, alterations, any kind of changes? I didn't have any. Did you?
I'll make a motion to approve Thursday, August 4th, 2022 Board of Supervisor meeting minutes.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none. The motion carries. Okay, land planning and engineering. Casey, you're on.
Some easy ones for tonight. The first one will be the Walnut subdivision plan. It's the subdivision of 69 acre property on the west side of Holston Road. Based on the current date of action, that time is up. So the applicant consultant submitted a time extension offer. So the motion before you tonight would be to accept the written time extension offer as submitted by the applicant's consultant dated August 11th, 2022, which will extend the deadline for action on the Walnut subdivision plan until October 17th, 2022.
Did you expect anyone here for that?
I did not.
Okay. Okay, so what is the wish of the board?
I'll make a motion to accept the written time extension offer as submitted by the applicant's consultant dated August 11th, 2022, which will extend the deadline for action on the Walmer subdivision plan until October 17th, 2022.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, none. The motion carries.
The second one will be similar. The date of action is up, and that will be for the Black Horse Warehouse, Wright Brothers project, right down the street on 272. As of right now, working on our prior, we had a meeting with the township, worked through some big scope comments on the initial submission. They were working on those comments, working on some adjacent neighboring parcels with certain discussions that make the project work the way they wanted to. And at this time, submitted a time extension request. So that motion is also before you on the third page of the action report.
Okay, were you expecting anyone here? Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the written time extension offer as submitted by the applicant dated August 16th, 2022, which will extend the deadline for action on the Black Horse Warehouse preliminary final subdivision and land development plan until October 24th, 2022.
And I will second that. So we have a motion and we have a second. Any comments or any questions? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, none. The motion carries.
And the last one will be for earth, turf, and wood. Yesterday morning, Ken, Sharon, Jared, and I met on site to look over some of the improvements that have been made since the last financial security reduction. And based on the improvements that have been made by the owner and his contractor, we have a motion before you authorize a $6,551 reduction in the current financial security being held in the township for the earth and wood preliminary final plan and lot add-on plan, resulting in the remaining financial security being reduced to $13,449. We did just get as-built plans today, so we will be taking a look at the as-built plans and the responses to some of our prior comments that were issued around July 21st. So just to keep you updated on that project and where that stands.
Okay. And were you expecting anyone for that one?
That was not.
Okay. Right, so I will make a motion to authorize a $6,551 reduction in the current financial security being held by the township for the earth, turf, and wood preliminary plan, final land development, and lot add-on plan, resulting in the remaining financial security being reduced to $13,449.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and we have a second. Any questions or comments on that one? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none. That motion carries. Okay.
Were there any further questions for me?
I do not have anything. Okay, great. Thank you, Casey.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good evening. Okay. 2022 summer fall newsletter to send to the printer after any revisions. So feedback from the board on that.
Just once again, a big thank you to Lisa. She always does a nice job of pulling it together, creating relevant facts for the citizens of the township, and looks like she's done a nice job.
Yeah, eight pages in color.
Yeah.
So she did spend a lot of time requesting information from numerous boards, committees, all kinds of things for input into the newsletter. So yeah, a lot of work goes into the newsletter.
You know, a full page, basically, well, not quite, but for the Water and Sewer Authority, updating the community on projects that they've got coming up. So something to look forward to.
A lot of useful information that people don't look at all the time.
Okay. So gentlemen, are you ready to approve it to send to the printer as it is?
I'll make a motion to approve sending the 2022 summer fall newsletter to the printer after any revisions are received. I didn't see any when I looked through it today, so.
I didn't see any either.
No, it's good to me.
Okay. So I will second that. So we have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from anyone? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none. Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, Cocalico Youth Soccer Club, the September event at Old Homestead Park. Got to pull this one up. So for Old Homestead Park, Rain, correct me if I'm mistaken, okay? So what you have decided to do, what the board has decided to do was to temporarily allow the soccer team to use the field pending the outcome of the survey that was submitted to the residents in the park.
That is correct, and along with the survey, we're sending a letter explaining that to them.
Okay,
That it's just a temporary until we receive everything back.
okay, and in that, does that have the time frame that they're gonna be using that temporarily, or?
I don't know, it does not.
Okay,
I wasn't quite sure with the timeframe, I believe Chrissy offered the
yeah.
six coordinators here, so you can ask her any questions about it.
okay, yeah, just so we can then get, announce it to everyone.
Yeah, so the U6 program is 7 weeks, so that would run from September 10th to October 22nd.
Okay. September 10th through the 22nd.
Yes.
Okay.
October.
Yeah, September 10th through October 22nd. Okay.
And they would be using it 2 nights a week.
We have, the U6 has one practice a night during the week, and then all games are held Saturday morning. There's a total of 6 teams, and it's an hour long.
Okay. Anything else you want to announce about that? Okay. All right.
I know parking was an issue at once, but
But we
Weaver's,
did get Weaver's permission to park in the back, so there will be no traffic, so they'll be using that pathway between Weaver's
On the backside.
on the backside to get
Okay.
to the field.
Okay.
You're confident that everybody will get that notice and
Yes,
be
we'll
easy?
make sure, yep, and all of our coaches will be informed, so they'll know how to direct their teams.
Great.
Yeah, because they probably have an email list for all the parents, for all
Yep,
the
and I'm the
kids.
coordinator, I live right there, so I'll be there during practices and the games as well.
Okay. So, you'd like a motion for us to go ahead and approve that?
That is correct.
Okay, so we have that officially. So I will make a motion to utilize the old Homestead Park temporarily for the U6 soccer teams to utilize from September 10th to October 22nd. And do I have a second?
I'll second.
You have a second? Okay, motion and a second. Any other comments or questions on that one? Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, none. Motion carries. What we can also do is on our website, we have the news section on the front page of the website for East Cocalico. If there's that specific note, we can easily attach a PDF
Okay.
with any of those specifics, if you want us to do that. If you would be kind enough to coordinate it with Lisa,
Yeah, of
she
course.
can do that.
We definitely will.
Yeah, because that'll help you out also. It's just another mechanism to get it out there.
Yes, of course, yeah, and we'll partner with the schools as well to release that. for
Great.
U6.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Fishing Creek Parking Lot Project. Okay, this one I did not review, guys. Did you get a chance?
Lorraine, you have some information on that too?
First of all,
Yeah.
I want to thank Steve Brubaker, Ken, and Brett for all the time and work that they put into this. And I'm going to turn it over to Steve because he's the one that did all the work and he's all the information. We did have a special meeting last night to get this to you for tonight.
So, we were out looking at Fishing Creek Park at, ways to spruce it up. We planted trees there in April, and what were some other things that we could do with it? And
How are they doing, the plantings?
they're still there. Nobody ripped them out yet, so
They're surviving the summer.
they are.
Great.
They are. And so, one of the ideas was the parking lot was in pretty bad shape. And so, I contacted Ken Cray and Brett and myself went out there early in August to take a look at it. And since it's in a floodplain, we had asked Ken, what were the specifications to repaving, using millings, whatever. So he contacted the Conservation District and looked into it, found out that we don't need a permit to do this. We just need excavating, bringing it down, and then using millings from a project that's going on across the street at the end of August in that development. So Lorraine was telling you we had an emergency meeting last night to try to get this coordinated so that we could use the millings from the development project and just transport it across the street over to Fishing Creek Park with your approval. So that's basically in a nutshell what's going on
with Fishing Creek Park. The reason why we don't need a permit, and Ken, if you wanna add anything to this, feel free, is that if we keep it at the same elevation as what is currently there and take the gravel out, then we can do it legally.
Steve, question.
Yes.
And the intent there is there's no increase in square footage of that parking lot at all, it's just a,
It's the same footprint.
okay.
And no increase in volume in the floodplain.
That's
If you
correct.
put another inch on,
Right.
that
You're
inch
changing
adds up.
Yeah, it's the same elevation, so we
Yeah.
have to dig down and then we have to find a spot for the gravel. So Brett had suggested about back in here, the pathway going to Woody Way site to put the gravel down.
So from my understanding then, in terms of elevations, the footprint is easy to mark out, but in terms of the elevations, who's shooting the elevations then there? Is that the road crew that would be doing that, or just to confirm and document that there was no change in that elevation?
Yeah, that would be the coordination between the road crew and who is doing the paving across the street, whichever third party that is.
Okay.
Brett's with us on Zoom.
Yeah, and I was good evening. Just to add to that, yes, the road crew would be taking care of basically whatever we dig out. My suggestion was between 3 and 4 inches of millings to make sure that that material holds in that area. So whatever we would be taking out, depth wise, we would be placing that in with fresh millings to make a nice longer parking lot for the residents and people to use Fishing Creek Park. So yes, the road crew and the contractor across the street, road crew majority would be taking care of the dig out and the prep work and the placing of the new millings and also rolling it as well.
Okay, but Brett, my question, I guess my question is more from the perspective of how do we document clearly that there was no change in elevation there? I'm just curious, are you going to do elevation measurements there and then confirm those elevation measurements when you're done?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, yep.
Okay, thank you. That's
Yep,
what that way we have it clearly documented in our files, what the pre-excavation work was and elevations and what post is, and they exactly match.
And the road crew worked directly with Ken McCrae on that as well, as far as documenting pictures before, during, after, so we're all on the same page as well.
Great, okay, thank you for that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So our road crew's gonna be doing the whole entire project. The millings, the contractor's gonna just bring the millings over, correct?
Correct. And our road crew is going to be documenting the elevations there. So we have that all documented.
I guess the one concern I had was replacing the stone with the millings, if there would be any environmental issues by putting the millings in. I discussed that briefly with Ken, and maybe you want to just add a little bit on that aspect there, Ken, what your findings were.
Yeah, millings are basically just ground up used pavement. And so putting millings there is no different than them having been on the road a couple blocks away, because all the stormwater from there goes through our pipes and lands into Cocalico Creek just the same. So it would be coming off the parking lot at Fishing Creek, so it's not going to represent any change. And the potential soluble compounds that are in paving are very limited to the very high molecular weight stuff that isn't volatile. You can smell it when it's hot as you put it on at 300 degrees if you're paving, but the millings don't really have an odor, and there's really nothing that's going to be dissolving out of them because they've been sitting in the rain for 20 years anyways.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
So being that we're at the 18th, that means if it does get approved, it's gonna, our road crew better get on this like yesterday.
It's tentatively scheduled for the 29th of this month, for them to start tearing up the roads.
And that's why the committee had a special meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
I did see that.
Okay, so what is the wish of the board?
I will make a motion to approve the resurfacing of the Fishing Creek parking lot with the millings from the resurfacing project happening on August 29th.
And I will second that. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions?
Thank you guys for doing that special meeting.
Thank you for approving it.
Well, we haven't yet. Not yet. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Motion carries.
Thank you for approving it.
There you go.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Brett.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, department reports. Police department report will be done at the next meeting. Director of Community Development, that will be done at our next meeting. Financial Administrator, Judy.
Yes, good evening. Okay, so finally, as I promised, I have a resolution to make some appropriations in the general fund budget. So I'll try to go through these quickly because, again, there's quite a list. Okay, so this list includes taking some grant money out of our revenues. These grants, the first one was approved, but we discovered after the fact that the funds would not come to the township, it would go directly to the company performing the work. So that's these first couple of lines, the decrease in revenue for 200,000, and then the decrease in expense for 50,000 for infrastructure and 150,000 for the work. The next one is for the Rose Hill grant. This was a grant that we applied for and we did not receive. So these budget adjustments will take the revenue and the expense out of our budget for the year 2022. The next one is the police department donations that were received over the amount we had budgeted, $11,258. The first portion of this was from Murphy's auction. It was for overtime, for details that the police did, $5,060. And then what remains is $6,198. Those were National Night Out donations that we received in excess of what we had budgeted. The next ones are for, we actually received 3 separate insurance checks for accidents that occurred. The first one resulted in us buying a new police car. The accident actually happened in 2021 for this. We received $18,693. I'm putting that revenue in the capital purchase for the police department. The next one, $3,509 was a repair bill for emergency apparatus. And then there was a second police vehicle, which was repaired, and the amount was $9,545. We received the Benetcon dividend. I believe we budgeted $32,800. It came in $18,400 higher than what we budgeted. And I am recommending that we put that money in our health insurance expense line because we had that healthcare reimbursement benefit for the general office employees that we did not have in the budget. And the last thing, actually the second last thing, we had anticipated getting a zoning officer. That did not occur. So we've been using the contracted services. These next two lines are just moving the salary to the contracted service line in the amount of $39,500. I believe Sharon's goal is to still try and get an employee for the last quarter of the year. So I did leave $11,500 in the salary line to cover that. And then the last line, Brett had asked to create a separate line in his budget for the chemicals for roadside spraying, and I did that for him. He wanted to track it separately, so those are expenses I would have put to the maintenance, repairs, roads and bridges line. I'm decreasing that expense line and creating a budget and a new line called chemicals roadside spraying. So that's the entire list.
That allocates it properly.
Yes.
Okay.
Just a little more specific on what the use was.
Yes, correct. And then it's making sure that if we have any revenue that we already had plans for, that later on we don't think it's still available to use on something else. This keeps everything clean and keeps us clear on, you know, what we have and
Where it was intended.
exactly, yes.
Okay. So I will make a motion for the adoption of resolution 2022-15, providing for supplemental appropriations for the 2022 budget, as outlined and summarized by Judy.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. Any questions or any comments on that? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, none, motion carries. Okay,
Okay, next I have the balance sheets. These are as of July 31st, 2022. There's not really anything I want to make a specific comment on unless you have any questions on it.
I do not, Jeff.
Not the digest.
It is. And I want to make you aware that the transfers that were approved occurred in August. That's why you're still seeing due from amounts on the balance sheets. They will be cleared in the August reports.
Okay, Lorenzo, any questions?
All right, and then the next one is the budget status reports. These again are as of July 31st. I'm seeing, it appears to me that the LST revenue might come in under budget, but the earned income will come in above budget. So I think those two will wash out by the end of the year. I don't think there's a concern there. It appears that our interest is going to come in probably about $25,000 to $30,000 over budget. I want to make you aware that Univest Bank and Trust contacted me a couple weeks ago and offered us what he called an elite money market account. It requires that you keep a balance of more than $1 million in it, and the interest rate is 2.5%, which is astronomical. We've been earning 0.25% for the last couple of years on that. So that's what is causing our interest revenue to be so much over.
But there was a recent jump to 0.45 too.
Correct. That was it. That was in July, I believe, but now they contacted me again and they offered us this account. They said we're good customers. We've been with them for a while, and they offered it to us. We did not seek it. They offered it to us, and I recommend that we change the general fund money market and the capital reserve money market to the elite money market. rate. We do have over $1 million in the capital reserve, and we're about $85,000 shy in the general fund money market. But again, we have more than what we need to operate at Ephrata. It's just a matter of making a transfer and we'll be where we need to be.
Were there any minimums there that they had besides the $1 million?
Yeah.
Time, there was no time constraints or timelines there?
There is not, the only constraints are on how many withdrawals you can make in a month.
Okay.
Those are the constraints. And we make about 2 a year, if that.
From those accounts?
Yes.
Have we seen anything this week yet from the ARPA funding that we're expecting? Still nothing.
Still not here. Now that money will have to go into the ARPA money market account, which would earn the 0.45%.
So Judy, so for clarification, so at that type of interest rate, right?
It's a substantial amount of money.
Would you transfer, are you recommending or modeling out transferring the $1 million minimum or more than that million?
I leave that up to you. We recently signed the agreement with Ephrata National Bank that we would keep, they didn't specify a limit, but what they specified was that we would keep our relationship similar to what it has been in the past. We certainly could move more than the 100,000 out of Ephrata to Univest. Currently, I believe there's 2.8 million in there. So it's just a matter of, balancing the agreement we have with Ephrata and maximizing what we don't need for operating costs.
And the Ephrata account was at, remind me again.
0.55.
It was 0.55.
Yes. So this is about, 5 times more.
Okay. And to the best of your recollection, I mean, we have to look at that contract or the agreement with Ephrata. To the best of your recollection, there was no minimum there?
They wanted us to keep the relationship the same. The talk was about $3 million, and that's a combination of all accounts, not just the general fund. And we currently have, I believe when I looked at it, it was about 4.2 million.
That dropped down with some recent payments.
Not significantly.
3 million.
So round it off.
Little under
4.
Just a hair under 4.
Yeah, just round it off to 4 then.
Yeah.
For a high level look.
So when you transfer some, it'll still be under that threshold.
Here would be my suggestion. Why don't we all individually you can give us a little tutorial on a spreadsheet that we're looking at between now and the next meeting.
Okay.
And, kind of poll the board where I think I'm in favor of moving some of that money. How do you not take advantage of the extra interest? But, I think we have to respect the relationship with Ephrata too and not overdo it. So if we can individually sit down and look at that, and, perhaps you can come up with a consensus recommendation. Next meeting, we can have a motion to do that.
Here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to see a model from you. Okay? And I'm sure you understand what I'm asking. I'd like to see a model from you with 3 possibilities on moving the money.
Okay.
Okay? At $1 million flat from Ephrata to Univest. At $2 million. Right? And then model out that interest, which we can easily calculate over a 12-month period.
12 months, not just until the end of the year, 12 months.
Till the end of the year, I'm sorry, till the end, I'm thinking till the end of the year and then 12 months further out.
Okay.
You know what I'm looking for? I'd like to
Yes.
see a comparison, Jeff, of what does that look like with $1 million sitting there, right, versus 0.55.
Right.
And then, in your estimation, as the subject matter expert, what number can we put into Ephrata, yet still keep the Ephrata, I'm sorry, what number can we put into Univest and still keep the Ephrata relationship? And I want to see what those interests look like. Because, you know, as a fiduciary of the township, I mean,
It cannot be ignored.
that's a substantial difference at 2.55.
Absolutely, yes. Now, keep in mind, it's just those two accounts. There's 7 accounts, 6 or 7 accounts at Univest. The other 4 or 5 accounts are only earning 0.45, 10 basis points different. It's not that much different. We could always move some of that money back to Ephrata, so we have more money that we can move, like, into the general fund, money market, for instance. So yes, I'll mop that out and see what looks appropriate.
And then I think that's what we should look at here, so the public can see it also.
No problem with that.
Okay?
But,
All right.
yeah, I think there needs to be a little homework first.
Yes, yeah.
Is there a deadline?
There is not. I'm not sure what the implications are. They did this today, so we don't have to sign new signature cards. What they did was they converted our current accounts to this elite money market account. But I don't know what the implication is with the fact that the account is short $85,000 of the $1 million. So we may want to at least move that to get that above the $1 million.
But we can do that at the next meeting.
We can, but it'll be 2 weeks, that it will be,
Yes.
Yeah.
it'll be at the minimum they require.
Yes, you're right. So we should be at the minimum that they require today.
Yes,
Where did it come from to put it up there? Are you suggesting going from Ephrata to Univest?
yes. Because the other accounts at Univest are, what do we have? We have the recreation fund, we have ARPA, we have traffic impact, all designated pots of money. We really can't move any of that money over. We could move, we had planned to, for the vehicle purchases, and we did buy a police car and we did purchase the road truck. So we could do a transfer from the capital reserve to the general fund money market. That would be possible. And I believe that would be enough. That would be about $88,000 if you wanted to go that route. Or we could just do a transfer from Ephrata to Univest.
On the budgeting end, is there anything targeted for that capital reserve money or rest of the year?
We had 200,000 budgeted to purchase the vehicles we had planned. So that was in the budget, yes.
So there is a planned use for it the rest of
And
the year.
then we also had planned to move the money for, since the MMO was so reduced for this year, we were planning to put that 200,000 to the side for future years.
For any
so there
future
would be such a
future
big
needs.
hit. We could do that now. We could do that now, but that would, I'm sorry, that would go in the capital reserve fund, and we need it to go in the money market.
Yeah, it's
So
different.
that would not work.
Yeah, it's reserved.
Yeah, it's a different,
So yeah, we could do it for the vehicles.
Okay.
And then we would not change anything between Univest and Effort at this point.
so what was the delta to get us to 1 million again? It was 83?
It was about 85,000.
Okay, so why wouldn't we move that over now?
Is there another police car scheduled to be purchased?
There is, yes.
That would be coming from those funds, or?
That's the way it's budgeted. Yes. I don't necessarily think that we're gonna need to use it, meaning that we're gonna have budget surplus in that amount. So why would we take money out of the capital reserve fund? That's really up to you whether you wanna follow our budget or not.
Right,
yeah.
But yeah, that's what we have budgeted, so we technically could do it if we didn't want to move any money out of that.
So let me ask you this, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm
Transferring the 85,000,
Yeah.
approximately 85,000,
2 weeks is 2 weeks.
2 weeks is 2 weeks, yeah, for $1 million
Sure.
at 2.55.
Sure.
Lorenzo?
I'd agree. There was an email here from the 9th of August. It said that we had to transfer 218,000 to get to that million.
Yes, and that number changed because we made those other transfers in the last meeting.
Okay.
So those other transfers weren't included in that analysis for the 218,000.
Okay. It's a no-brainer.
Oh, that was the 281K you were looking at, yeah. Okay,
Okay, so your recommendation for the motion would be?
Well, I'm still not clear. Do you want to keep the balance at Ephrata until the analysis is done?
Let's move
Then
it.
my recommendation for the motion would be to move it out of the capital reserve fund at Univest and into the general fund at Univest in the amount of the vehicle purchases that have been made,
Which is
that I have to research.
not to exceed?
$90,000.
There you go. There's your motion. I'll make that.
Do you want to repeat it?
yeah, that would be, okay.
You need to go on vacation again.
I will second that.
All right.
No, I was just double checking the numbers here. Yes, I will second that. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Seeing no comments or questions, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, none, motion carries.
Okay, so back to the budget status report, just going through it quickly. The one place I see that we are going to potentially be over budget is in the pool contracted services for the management company. Currently, it doesn't look bad, but the $23,832 that is currently in that line is only a third of it. So that potentially is gonna be $75,000, and we only have $57,000 budgeted. So I feel that's gonna be over budget. And also, if you look at the, I think it's Department 437 for the, what is it? 437? Yes, repairs vehicles, and large machinery, that budget is just about used up. There's only $1,244 left in that budget, and we still have 4 months to go. So you may want to look at that and see if we anticipate any large expenses and prepare for that. But as far as gasoline, energy bills, salaries, all the budgets look good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Any questions on that? And then, we're gonna start preparing for the 2023 budget. I've already started gathering salary information. I plan to start talking to the department heads, probably in early September. We'll probably have a similar schedule to what we did last year and try to approve the 2023 budget at the first meeting in December. That way, if anything happens, we still have the second meeting to make adjustments.
Okay.
All right, the ARPA funding. We submitted the grant application to the county today. I did receive confirmation from the chief clerk's office that they received it. So this is for $317,350 in funding for the culverts at Hill Road and what's the other road? White Oak. So she said that what will happen is on August 31st, they stop taking applications, and then they will have, they will schedule public meetings to go over who applied. So it would probably help us if, when our application comes up at a public meeting, we would go to the county and sit in and listen to the deliberations.
Road trip, huh, Judy?
Yes, the road trip.
The Chevy Impala is still out here.
It is, it's safe.
With the new battery.
With a new
With the
battery.
new battery.
We're not assuming that liability.
Until you mentioned the Chevy Impala, I was going to offer my office parking lot across the street from the county building for free parking. And you can go to the public garage.
You don't want the liability of that certificate.
All right, I wanted to let you know, today was the last day my interns, our interns, I feel like they're my interns, but our interns were in the office. So Allie finished out her last shift today. All three of them have asked to come back. So they really enjoyed their time with us, and they said they learned a lot. The one we helped her decide what her career was going to be. Unfortunately, it's not government, but it is going to be law and accounting. She wants to specialize.
So she followed your counsel.
She did. She did. So, did you want to go over the letters?
Yeah, you go ahead. You have them there?
So,
Go ahead.
I believe they're up there to be signed.
Um,
So we created letters of reference for the three interns, and they were signed by it was written by the Human Resource Administrator, signed by myself, Sharon, and Lisa, because we worked with three ladies, and then it was also signed by the Board of Supervisors.
So we thought it'd be a nice thing to let them know. I'll show you a copy of it. It's tough to see, but basically it's a letter of recommendation, and then we thought it'd be a nice thing for them to take with them, with Sharon Young, Director of Community Development, Judy Loomis, Financial Administrator, Lisa Kashner, Recording Secretary, as the primary signees on the letter, because those are the individuals they have the most interaction with. And they're doing the work, so they're a lot more important than we are. So then what we did then is, just as the supervisors, we went ahead and signed it on the side. And we thought that would be a really nice thing for them to put a tool in their toolbox as a reference letter for the future, for any kind of interviews, anything else that they're looking to do. So scholarship applications, references, absolutely. Yeah.
Resume starter or enhancer.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, and then the last thing I have, I've been talking with Amazon Business, and they have The availability, we've been ordering more and more stuff from Amazon simply because we can't find things when we try to use Office Depot, things are back ordered. Envelopes, I've been waiting 4 months to get envelopes for our, to mail our checks. But when we go on Amazon, they seem to have what we need. And they offer a pay by invoice option. They offered us a credit line of $4,500, and we can pay, rather than using the procurement cards, the credit cards, this would give us an additional line when we purchase from Amazon, and then we would be able to pay the bill once a month. So I'm asking if you would consider allowing me to accept that proposal.
So that would be a revolving limit of 4,500.
Yes, and it would be paid monthly. It would allow us to do reporting online.
So walk me through the administration portion of it. So by doing this, do we still have traceability as to which employee ordered what item?
Yes.
Okay.
So what I do is I go on, there are 2 administrators, the chief is one and I am one, and we can add users to the account. So currently the users are me, the chief, Shirley, and I believe I set up Sharon because she's been using it a lot lately. So currently what they do is they use my procurement card, okay? What they would be able to do is they would be able to select our pay by invoice account and, charge the purchases that way. What they do currently is they come to me, they ask me if they can buy it, they get my credit card from me, they, go and pay for it. But with this account, since they're authorized users, they would not have to do that extra step. And also you can put limitations as to like what categories they can purchase and that kind of thing. So there's actually extra controls to use this pay by invoice function than there would be if they came and got my credit card and used it.
Okay.
So this could also help in maxing out some credit cards, possibly. We're buying with credit cards on Amazon. Now we're not using the regular card
Right,
number.
yes,
we're
we
using-
did, I believe it was last month, we did go over our credit card limit when they were purchasing some things for National Night Out, and the chief actually had to use his personal credit card and get reimbursed, which is why we got the credit card, so he wouldn't have to do that. Doesn't happen very often, but it did happen once. So yes, this would be an additional credit line to the 10,000 that we have with Fulton.
Yeah, but that one event was an outlier.
It was, definitely. It was probably more because he bought the
ID maker.
the ID.
Yeah, I mean, Hey, wish of the board.
Well, this in effect raises the credit limit for everybody as well. With the $10,000 credit card,
Yes,
this 4,500 would be on top of that.
that's correct.
Yeah. I see it as a convenience factor, but however, I don't think we get over that $10,000 too often. It's very rare. I think I'd rather see it just kind of stay as it is for now. Not to say that we wouldn't be receptive going forward to the idea that, let's get another manager in place here to help with that set of eyes situation. Not to cast aspersions on anybody, but I think I'd rather see it stay as it is with our $10,000 credit card.
And there are 2 of us already looking at all the invoices,
Yeah, technically 3.
technically 3.
Yeah.
In HR.
And there was a manager being a set of eyes prior to that. So we will get back to that someday. But That's just my thought, whatever you two guys want to do, that's fine.
But the advantage this gives you is you're having difficulty finding the supplies.
Yes, that's why we've been using Amazon
Yeah.
so much.
That's the real issue.
So the office supply group we use doesn't have things?
It takes longer, they become back ordered. That's why you might see 3 invoices for one purchase order, because they'll,
There's been more.
we'll order it all at the same time, they won't get it, and they'll send it out in 3 and 4 shipments. I do not believe Office Depot is charging a fuel surcharge at this point, like a lot of vendors started charging a fuel surcharge.
I've noticed.
Yeah, so, I mean, the more times they have to come out, the more surcharges we'll get, but I don't think Office Depot does that, so
Not
that's
yet.
not a concern yet.
Not yet, no. Yes, there's been several items just this year that I've noticed of, through the purchase orders setup we have not come when they've been ordered.
Having the Amazon business account, is that kind of like Prime, or we paying for shipping, or?
It is like Prime, we do pay a membership fee, it's on this credit card bill, it's $179 a year. The reason that I initially set it up was because that's what gets us our tax exempt status. So we do have to pay it to get our tax exempt status. But yes, that's part of it, free shipping and.
So what's wrong with trying this, Jeff, for a quarter, through the end of the year? We try it, and then you can measure whether it was actually beneficial or not in terms of more or less that our supplies come in quicker than we thought.
It's unfortunate that we can't know ahead of time what our current supplier has back ordered or not.
Yeah, we don't know till we order it.
You don't know till you order it, or it doesn't show up with the order, and whoops, it was back ordered.
As bad as it sounds, the internet makes it a lot easier. And if we need stuff, we need it now, not tomorrow. So I see supply shortages too, and sometimes you need a bag or something, you go to Amazon. And unfortunately, that's the way everything's going. So, I mean, I'd be in favor of giving it a try, and I think it's going to work out great, just because that's the way everything's going right now.
Well, a lot of things Brett has needed for the pool, and maybe he's still in that and he can speak to it. He's needed the putty for the leak, and he's needed to order umbrellas, and he's needed to order clips for the chairs, and every time he needs to get something, he has to come in here and ask us to get it for him. And if we had just paid by invoice, it would just be a matter of me making him an administrator, limiting the categories he could order from, and I can give somebody, access for the pool season, and then take it away for the other 8 months of the year. I think it would be a lot more convenient for him too. So there is a lot of convenience, good reporting tools.
I assume on the invoices as well, it'll probably tell you, so-and-so ordered this, and then the next page. So as the assistant and the secretary treasurer there, going through all the invoices as we do, I mean, I go through them and see who's purchasing what. Again, I think it's a good idea.
Give it a try.
Let me go down one different road, if I may, Mr. Small Business Owner. I like the office supply idea that we currently use, because they're, an individual business in the state. They serve a lot of clients, but they're not the big Amazon of the world. I'm still a supporter of business owners, as are you, I'm sure. So, perhaps I have a little bias the other way, of staying away from Amazon taking over the world.
Well, she didn't say we're taking the whole order and giving it to Amazon.
Well,
if things are missed, correct?
Yes.
If we can't get certain items.
It's for back ordered
It's-
items.
That's what this is gonna be used for. We're not gonna go Amazon happy and buy Amazon all day. We're gonna need an 18-wheeler pulling up here. We'll need a dock at the back just to unload stuff,
So that'll be the focus of this.
Absolutely, yeah, because on the other side, these things Brett has needed for the pool, he could have run around to every pool store in the county and wasted all that time looking for stuff, but he didn't. We found it on Amazon. We were able to get the problem corrected within a day. So
And
I get your point, but at the same time, there's the other side.
It'll be selective use.
Absolutely,
Okay.
and it already is,
All right.
it already is.
And Jeff, I understand what you're saying. And this comes down to, we still have a responsibility
Oh, yeah.
to keep the business of the municipality running forward, right? And we found situations now where we have to go to another vendor who can supply it faster.
I just don't want to see it all over that.
Just happened with the truck.
It just happened with the truck, exactly.
Yeah, we could get
So-
forks and spoons, but we couldn't get knives for the kitchen. I mean, the weirdest things you can't get.
You'd be surprised.
Weird.
All right,
So
fair
you
enough.
want to make a motion? I can make one.
Go ahead.
So I make a motion that we go ahead and set up an account with Amazon Business in a pay-by-invoice account for East Cocalico Township with a limit of $4,500. And that we, come the beginning of next year, evaluate how this has worked and whether this has helped us facilitate some of our supply challenges. Okay. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion and we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none, motion carries. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Lorenzo.
Okay,
Thanks,
that's
Judy.
everything.
That's everything? Okay, great. Okay, Roadmaster,
Good evening once again.
good evening.
All right, starting with my report here, couple major items, road improvement projects, just to give you a little update on that. We briefly talked about earlier. EK Services is doing the overlay projects for Reamstown Heights and Piper Hill Road. Just spoke with the contractor on Wednesday. The tentative date was scheduled for 8/22, which was Monday. With their schedule and weather had kind of pushed them back. So their tentative date of starting is now Monday, August 29th, 2022. I'm gonna reach out to them early next week and get an official update and kind of keep track of when that is going to be taking place. I reached out to the police chief as well as the school with school starting, just to give them a heads up on these projects that it may run into bus traffic. The contractor's well aware of that as well, to help buses get in and out of that, of those areas during that time. The micro surface project through Stewart and Tate, still waiting for a date to be set by the contractor. Just talked to Mike Nouse from Ratu again this week, and he is still awaiting a date as well. Shifting gears a little bit, the Woody Waste site, the pile at the Woody Waste site was chipped up by Ziegler Brothers on August 9th and August 10th. I want to go on record, and Ziegler Brothers did our last job in 2015, and then we had contracted with Martins for the last quite a bit of years. And Ziegler Brothers did a great job. Very clean, very well communicated with myself as well as Lisa through emails, through gathering the cards for the Woody Waste site to get in and out. Very responsive, and did a nice job cleaning that pile up. So I just wanted to give that a little bit of an update there. New speakers were installed by Victorn Electric at the pool on Friday, July 29th, 2022. And the new truck purchase was, the truck was picked up from April Chevrolet on 7/27/2022. The truck currently has lettering on it, which was done by the road crew. It was taken down to EM Kutz. They had done the strobes on this truck. However, the plow mount, and the liftgate installation, they're about 3 weeks out yet for, that stuff is now on back order for a couple weeks. So the truck will go back down there once that stuff is in. They'll take care, EM Kutz will take care of the final work at that time. Spring and summer work, road crew will be doing blacktop patches on Piper Hill Road before the overlay project begins by EK Services. I plan to do this on Monday, August 22nd, 2022. We have about a day's worth of base repair jobs on the Piper Hill Road before the overlay project happens on that road. Road crew has taken care of all of the on-street and off-street pipe repairs for the relining project through the CDBG grant in Reamstown Heights. We actually just completed the last pipe repair on that project yesterday on Bunker Hill Road. Looking ahead for the fall, August 2nd, 2022, road crew trimmed up some trees and bushes behind the pool pump room near the walking trail by the bridge there behind the pool. And the roadmaster and crew will begin looking ahead and making sure all equipment and personnel is set up for winter maintenance and fall maintenance, and plan and adjust accordingly. That's all I have tonight for my roadmaster report. I know in front of you, you should have two separate quotes that I do have two quotes from Tyler Victorn Electric for the pool lights. These pool lights have been talking with Tyler. They're probably, and Tyler had to agree as well. These are the old 4-foot baluster lights. These lights are probably from the late 80s, early 90s is what he had guessed. They are the 4-foot, and these balusters, what happens is what he's telling me, because we've been running into a lot of issues. I get text messages quite frequently throughout the week that the lights have been out or, kind of blinking, and the balusters have oil in them being so old. So during the winter months, these oils freeze up, and then the spring and summertime they thaw out, which are creating the balusters to basically be worn out, which is creating a lot of the light issues down at the pool. So in front of you, he had given two quotes to basically change all of those baluster 4-foot regular bulb lights out to LED lights in all of these locations, which include the main office in the pool, the hallways, both bathrooms, showers, the pool supply room, and the snack bar, as well as the 2 pump rooms down below. So, and I did confirm with Tyler Victorn that the new bulbs that would be going in. They do not have any oil in them, which wouldn't allow the new LEDs to freeze over the winter time, and they would cut about half the cost of, or half the energy that the current bulbs use for that location.
Okay, gentlemen, what do you think?
Judy, what line item would that be coming from?
I would put that in the capital repairs. It's over 5,000.
3,900.
And then there's another portion for
Flip it over.
Brett, is it both estimates added together?
Yes, both estimates added together is a little shy of 6,000.
So it would go in the capital repairs, and we do have available budget of $21,346 in that line item.
There you go.
So it's a total of 48 light fixtures, it looks like.
That is. Yes, that is correct. And I do, just to go on record, I do know about 3 of the ballasts that are currently not working. So instead of, I wanted to kind of approach the board about this before I, before I update those or get new ones put in to have current working lights. I would rather see this project happen and last a lot longer and it be a long-term solution for the pool.
Brett, what was the intent on the lead time?
Tyler, after talking with Tyler yesterday, as far as he would prefer waiting, once I get approval to, for these quotes, he would go ahead and order everything. And then once the pool is actually closed, he would look to install, because that way he doesn't have to shut anything down. It would give him free, basically free access to work and basically update this moving forward.
Okay, yeah, it's what I would expect then. You would just wait until we're.
The pool is closed. Yep. We're only about 2 to 3 weeks away. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Reality, there'd be no need for that till spring.
That is also, yes, you're accurate with that as well. Like I said, I'm just trying to get a kind of a head start here and make upgrades as needed. And I know this is quite frankly been a situation all summer long.
Right. Yeah, no, and you just said it, Jeff. 2 things about waiting till spring. Get myself in trouble again. What am I say? Maybe the inflation rate will stay at 0. I don't think it's going to.
Yes, that's correct.
And the other thing too is he's going to line up a lot of jobs, more than likely springtime. Then we could get into a situation where it slips into when the pool's open. So
it might be something where if he finds a hole in his schedule between now and the end of the year.
exactly.
Get your material, have it there.
The kids aren't there.
On an as-needed basis, let them in and.
Correct.
Gotta do.
Yep.
He's got pricing for these LEDs now.
Yep.
They're gonna change by next year.
Likely.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the wish of the board?
You're quiet down there.
You can't do it by candlelight.
I'll make a motion for Victorn Electric to purchase and install 48 total LED lights for $5,950 per estimate number 681 and 676.
I will second that.
So we have a motion and we have a second. Any questions or comments? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Seeing no questions or comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none. That motion carries.
Should have probably happened years ago.
Correct.
Okay, Brett.
All right, next thing I have been, obviously we had just purchased the last pickup truck, for the road crew. The sales manager that I have worked with through April Chevrolet had basically called me and worked with me basically specifically moving forward, because I was trying to prepare myself for next year's budget, next year's possible truck purchase for our other single cab regular truck that has 140,000 miles on it that I would be looking to exchange next year on next year's budget. However, with kind of the situation that we had run into with this last truck, he had called me and actually approached me about a truck that he is getting in October or November of this year, which is the same exact truck that we currently just purchased. The only difference is it is a double cab truck, white, and it already has the utility body on it. You should have pricing, you should have pictures basically on that in front of you. And I'm just looking for a direction from the board as far as next, either possibly purchasing this truck this year yet and taking advantage of the price that is in front of us, or waiting until next year and putting that in the budget and re-getting numbers next year for possible truck that I'm going to have to possibly order in the very beginning of the year and deal with this next year as far as getting another truck.
Brad, I'm smiling because that sounds like a pension committee question in terms of when we're analyzing what happens with the market and the economy in the next 6 to 8
Yes,
months. and
correct.
12
And
months.
like I said, I just hate to, with this truck being readily available towards the end of this year, like I said, Scott Murrow is his name. He had said it would be ready at the end of October, early November. So it would give us it would be available, and basically once approved, all I would need to do is contact him and he would put our names on it to basically reserve that at that time. And like I said, my fear is just going through this whole process that we just dealt with for this year's truck again next year, waiting and then having to do this same thing next year and then not knowing the pricing of next year's trucks at that time.
You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
I'll go first. I'll go out on a limb here.
Yep.
I think this is one that we should wait on.
Okay.
This is my personal belief. Okay.
Yep.
Because in my small business, we track the interest rates and we track the real estate items very, very carefully.
Okay.
There are a lot of indicators in the background that things are slowing down quickly.
Okay.
Okay. My personal opinion. I think these level of trucks and these type of trucks, unfortunately, I think things are going to slow down to the point where these will be more readily available.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, that's just my opinion right now.
Correct.
Yeah, I'd like to go through budget season first, Brett.
Okay.
For a similar thought. You're making the assumption that the board will look for a new truck next year prior to the board making that decision.
And that's what I didn't want to do. And that's why I was kind of bringing it up tonight, just to get everybody on the same page that that's going to be in advanced talks, but also bring this up as a possibility.
Right.
That's what I think.
It's not that we're out a truck and we have to have a replacement. We do have a truck, and
that is correct.
So I say let's look at it again through budget season, and we can make a decision when we look at our funding where we want to go.
Okay.
I'd have to agree, because by the time we outfit it, it'll probably be over 70 grand.
That's also correct as well. Yes.
Okay, Brett.
Yep. And that's all I have for tonight. And I thank you guys for the suggestions and input on that as well.
Okay. Hey, well, thank you for thinking ahead on this one.
Thank you.
Okay, MS4.
Yes.
Kevin.
Continue to work on the annual inspections from the 70-some sites I need to visit at the beginning of the season, down to having only 7 people that have now not responded to both letters. And so the next step is probably to go knock on doors, because we don't have phone numbers or emails for these people. And after 2 letters, they haven't responded, it takes a little more action to get in touch with them. Start working on that as time permits.
Once again, Ken, the Chevy Impala is here to go,
Yeah,
go visit and
Ken, hold on a second, I have a question there about that. This is a question for Matt, for council. Can we do that? Can we physically go onto the property and knock on the door?
As part of our right of inspection.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
what Ken's doing,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, because the installation is subject to our right to inspect, subject to Ken's notice to the property owner, or, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, polite approach, yeah.
When does the chief get his label, the maker, the ID maker?
Isn't it here?
They have it already.
They have it?
Yeah, I think it's here.
Make sure you have your ID on you.
Ken, I would prefer that you
Yes.
actually have that ID with you,
Yeah.
or have an ID with you.
Right, I do have one now.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you.
Beyond that, spent quite a bit of time generating the ARPA grant request is sent to the county, going out and photographing the bridges, putting text together, the application and so forth. Those are the main things I've been doing. There's other minor things going on, but those are the main ones.
Yeah, good job putting that funding package together to you and Judy. That I had a chance to look at that, and there was a picture from last year when the road out here was a lake, I guess. And you know, if we can get the infrastructure in place to help solve that.
There it is.
Yeah.
And then he took the same picture with the police car entering the driveway.
Yeah, that
That'll help.
picture speaks 1,000 words.
Yeah.
So good job with that, Ken.
Personally, I didn't have a flooding picture of the other one, but
Yeah.
the pictures of the condition of the bridge are the self-explanatory.
Yeah. Yeah, good job with that.
Okay. Any questions for MS4? Okay, thank you, Ken. Okay, next item on the agenda, treasurer's report, list of bills.
Yes, treasurer's report. We have 2 general fund listed bills. We'll start with the first one in the amount of $56,137.92. Is there any questions on that list as presented? Yes, sir.
Brian Wise, first page here, check number 62767, dated 8/12, it's a staff and repair shop in the amount of $570.87 for repairs. Again, does this get an equipment number assigned to this stuff, or?
That was a mower on the big tractor. There was some welding repairs there.
Okay.
It's a 3-year-old mower.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Anybody else? Seeing none, I make a motion to approve as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none, motion carries.
Okay, and we have an electronic payment list of bills, which would be payroll in the amount of $82,188.84 for a pay period of July 31st to August 13th. I make a motion to approve that as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions on that one? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, none, motion carries.
Okay. We have a total light fund list of bills in the amount of $12,923.01 with a check dated of August 18th of 2022. Any questions there? Seeing none, I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, none, motion carries.
Okay, and the second general fund list of bills in the amount of $161,420.92 with checks dated of August 18th of 2022. Any questions on that list of bills? Seeing none, I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, none, that motion carries.
Okay, one other bookkeeping item here. Our FS4 payments are due to our farmers for participating in the program. All three of the participants have met the eligibility requirements. They've actually exceeded them by quite a bit. We've had a recommendation from our consultant to pay them. There was some conversation about one of them, how the payment was requested to be made. So we've done a lot of research this week on that. We've come to a successful resolution to that, in that we're putting the school district's name as well as the contractee's name on the check. That handles the requirements by the auditors, gives us the ability to send 1099s to all three participants. Their names are on the checks. So, it would be my suggestion that we move forward to make those payments and have them on the next list of bills. Anything I missed there, Judy?
I don't believe so.
So that's to pay the,
FS4 contracts that are currently in place.
right, that is for the taxes on that property, is what they selected to do.
It's to assist in paying the property tax on their property in the township.
So, okay, so then I think that satisfies the questions I had, because then that addresses the 1099s.
Does.
So the check will be made out to the person who signed the grant agreement, care of the Cocalico School District.
Okay.
What will happen is the person who got the grant will have to sign the check. I called the school district, I asked them if they would accept the check if it was made out that way.
In two names.
They said that they would, as
Okay.
long as we bring it to them and not send it to the lockbox. So we'll have to take it right to the school district. The school district will take it and they will endorse it as well. But since the grantee is the first name on the check, that's who the 1099 will go to.
And they will do the transfer of the check. The grantee.
What do you mean by transfer?
They will
Yes.
deliver.
Correct. They will deliver it themselves, yes.
They have to endorse it.
They have to endorse it and the school district will make sure they do that.
Okay.
So I think that covers the concerns that we had. It's a pathway going forward, and
And again, it's a pilot program.
yes,
There's a couple of things, the devil's in the details.
absolutely.
And for the public's knowledge, it was just one of those things that the checks were ready to be processed for this program. But then we thought, oh, wait a minute, we had a couple of questions in terms of 1099s, taxes, how are these filed, who can accept them, how are they written? And that's, that's normal in terms of what happens with a brand-new pilot program.
Yeah, each person gets remunerated for the work that they've done. They'll receive a 1099 form at the end of the year reporting the income that they've received from us, so that they'll be able to pay their taxes, tax liability from that number. So,
Okay.
yep. That's all my treasurer's report, unless there's other questions.
I do have one. Do you need a motion for that, or was that?
It's
because
budgeted money.
That's the budgeted money. Okay.
Yep, it will be on the next list of bills.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Just for clarification, do we want to read that line item 4?
Yeah, I think we're just covered.
If you want, but yeah, no.
I think we got it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Right, new business. Rec board request for an RFP for a 5-year plan to develop and improve the parks discussion. Do you want to lead that?
We had talked to Rick to do back when Mike was coming to our meetings, and we went into quite a length about a 5-year plan. It's already August, we've done nothing as a committee as far as spending our money, because we're at a loss, we don't really know what's needed. In the past, I guess we've sent out surveys, they give us response back. So Route 2 had talked to us about the RFP, and bottom line, it took so long for him to get everything together that he ended up doing us one for free. So we would like to put it in action. Now, on the one you have, a couple of things need to be changed. Some of the dates, Leslie's already there, some of the dates need to be changed, because he had brought this to us 2 months ago, or he had done it 2 months ago and we missed the meeting. So all we're asking is that we can go ahead and move forward with this. This way, come next year, we have a plan on what we're gonna be doing, we can fit it into our budget. We have the money this year probably to pay to get it started, but it's gonna take more for next year.
What was the ballpark and the funding request for that?
He was thinking somewhere maybe around 50,000 was his idea, but he really couldn't say.
Is it the thought process that other consultants would be in that ballpark as well?
That was his feeling. We would also be applying for grants then to do most of the work. There's an online that's what I'm looking for, seminar, for applying for DNC grants. And Mike suggested we sign up for that, so I signed up for it as well as Gabby signed up last night. So we are going to be taking a course on how to apply for the grants, as well as whoever gets the RFP from us will also be doing it.
I guess my thought process on that would be down in Adamstown Borough, they did something similar. They just did that. I don't know whether it was initiated second half of last year or what, but they had a unveiling night to the community. They invited other surrounding communities to come too, just to see what they were doing there. They have one park there, adjacent to the elementary school. I guess it surrounds their pool. I went to their unveiling night. I think I saw you in the back of the room there too, Lorenzo, that night. But they had some consultants, I think they were from York, but they did a complete proposal for their park, walking trails, and some traffic navigation that should be installed, and it was very nicely presented. It came with a hefty price tag. There was a council member there that said that he thought it was somewhere around $18,000. And that was just for one part. I guess my general observation was that, they designed some walking trails and some stormwater applications that would go with additional blacktop or blacktopping walking trails, that kind of thing. But I didn't see any real reinventing the wheel there per se. They were just taking input from the community, putting it on paper and presenting it. I wonder at this point, now that they're 3 to 4 months after the unveiling, how they feel about spending that money going down the road with the consultants, if it was a good thing for them to do or not. And I'm just wondering from your perspective as rec board members, that's a chunk of money to throw out there just for a piece of paper on plans, when a little imagination and from the community and the board could possibly do the same thing, and you'd have money for construction. So it'd be my thought to just contact them and see where they're at, whether it's you folks on the rec board, or I'd be happy to step in with you to try and make those connections and see if there's more we can learn about their experience.
I did talk to Sharon about it after the last meeting, and she really couldn't come up with anything either.
Okay.
But yeah, with some guidance, it's probably all we need. It's just 3 of us are new, so out of 6.
Well, with them just recently going through the process, what did they learn? What would they do differently? That kind of thing. It's always good to gather some experience that way. But that's just my thought. See what the rest of the board is thinking about it.
I'd have to agree. I was there. The presentation was really very, very well put together. They had TV screens there showing everything, and then Mike was in the back as well, and we were talking about it, and this came up as well. He had said he had told you guys about the Route 2 thing. $50,000 is, I'd rather throw that towards a park, but we have to come up with the ideas and locations and whatnot. But perhaps if someone does reach out to Adamstown, see where they're at, that'd be a good start, and hopefully we can do something good in our parks around here as well.
And maybe a representative would again come to the next rec board meeting.
Okay, yeah, if you guys can get me to contact, I don't mind contacting them.
I can work with you on that too.
Sounds great.
Because they do have plans in black and white, and they're it looked like there was going to be some changes to what was set up. I think they were getting feedback from the room that night. There was quite a few residents there. Some things they would like to see tweaked in the plan, and maybe they would come to us, that we could, or whenever their next rec board meeting is, go to them.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Some kind of coordination could happen.
I know there were some people talking about adding some kind of dog park there as well. So there was over 50 people there, so it was nice hearing what other people were saying in the audience.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I thought I read something that Mike had mentioned in an older email, that Denver did something similar.
Yeah,
Denver and
Denver,
am I right, in Akron?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's the one that came up with the idea about it.
Yeah, because I'd be interested to see what their perception of the results were. by using the RFP method and having a professional come in and all of that.
I've got the impression from Mike that he was very pleased with it.
And I'm sure the sky's the limit. They're the professionals. They'll tell you how to make a piece of ground into a big, almost an amusement park,
Ken, you have something there?
Yeah, as rather than shell out $50,000 as a first step, my suggestion would be to look around at the other municipalities in Lancaster County that have made changes to their parks in the last 5 years, find out what they've done, what worked well, what didn't work well, and get some sort of plan put together that way, find out what's going on and what's actually working. And that's something you can do on your own. I have a subscription to online newspapers. If you want to go online and search under parks and things, you can plug newspaper articles going as far back as you want to see who's doing new park stuff. Right. That might be the easy way to do that.
Yeah, because we don't get very much help from the community as far as letting us know what they like. And, we keep advertising the newsletter, come to the meetings, but.
Feedback's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one I was thinking about that might be helpful in terms of getting a resource to see if they do something similar. We're going through now, Steve, we're going through the Cocalico area, the regional comp plan. Right, we're doing that now. And I've been impressed with what the county has in terms of the resources they have from the Lancaster County Planning Commission, the board that I sit on down at the county, and the Cocalico Regional Comp Plan, the one that they're doing for our area now. They seem to have a lot of employees that are well-versed in similar type things. And you might want to try asking them if they have people on staff or another area at the county level that may help in terms of maybe we can utilize somebody there who's already doing similar type projects at a county level. I don't know. But we could. What I could do is I could call Kip, Steve, from the regional comp plan and ask. I don't mind doing that. I can call them and ask them and see if, again, do they have something similar like this that could potentially help us out instead of immediately spending that kind of money right away.
Yeah, any help would be appreciated.
Okay.
Because actually we did try the consultant route before at Stony Point. And getting volunteers to do a community build was like pulling teeth. And it got to a point where the consultant just kept adding more and more and more, so that it was, instead of a community park, it actually would be like a township park, like something that would be in the back here.
Mm-hmm.
Restrooms, ADA approval, all of that stuff.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, old business.
One thing, hold on before we leave new
Yeah,
business,
we'll bring that up as new business.
if we may.
Yeah.
This past weekend, I had a call from one of our local business owners. He expressed to me that he had to contact our police department for an issue within his business. He talked about Officer Stauffer. He's one of our recent hires in the last 2 years. He talked about how impressed with how this young officer handled himself, the quality of service and professionalism that he exhibited during that call. And, you know, I think it resulted in some charges being leveled. Don't hold me to that, but it sounded that way. And, you know, my hat's off to Officer Stauffer for the good work that he did. It's always nice to hear good stories coming back. The business owner did not have to contact me, but he went out of his way. He was that impressed with the young man and the service that he was provided. So, you know, good job there, Officer Stauffer. You know, keep up the good work. The community notices. So I just wanted to mention that tonight, just to make sure that, you know, that some good news gets out.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Go ahead. You
Under new business as well, Sharon's not here tonight. I know this has been on her list for quite some time now, replacing these worn out, some broken blue chairs in the chambers here. She did have a motion here to purchase 12 new chairs from Knowles Office Furniture. The proposal was dated August 16th, 2022, in the amount of $4,865. And as we have on here again, the new chairs will replace the existing blue fabric chairs, which are broken, worn out, and unsafe. Apparently, we had, well, myself at the first meeting, but others almost go backwards on one of these chairs, so. They're probably over 50 years old, I'd say. So the motion would be to authorize purchase of 12 new chairs from Knowles Office Furniture for the township meeting room for Knowles proposal dated August 16, 2022, in the amount of $4,865.
Okay, and then, so we have a motion, and I will second that. So some comments for the public's understanding. So these are the mesh executive chairs, black mesh.
Judy has one right there.
So the actual cost per chair is $400 per chair. Okay.
What's the delivery charge?
$65.
Oh, yes, plus the freight, yeah, $65, yes. And you referenced, Lorenzo, in the motion, you referenced the proposal ID.
I did not. Proposal ID would be 7651.
So we'll add that to the motion. Okay. Right, so any questions, any comments? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed, none, that motion carries. Thank you.
Ford is sitting on a comfy chair.
Improvement? Improvement? Back there, improvement? Okay.
Okay, old business, the tax collector bond. Judy.
Yes, so I was able to get in contact with the county treasurer's office today. She referred me to a Benjamin Pinkerton at Engel, Hambright and Davies, who is the broker for the county for their insurance. I left him a message today, and I have not heard back from him.
Okay.
So I guess the issue, what we wanted to find out was if the auditors intended for us to do this immediately or at the beginning of next year.
Right, the renewal of that policy.
Correct,
Right,
correct.
right.
Which would be, yes, which would be January 2023. The issue with that is when I canceled our tax collector's bond for the switch because of the election, they only issue half-year refunds. So I needed to call EHG to find out if they had the same or similar policy. That's why I gave them a call, and like I said, I haven't heard back from them yet.
Okay, so that one's still pending but being worked.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So again, just for clarification for the public's sake, so the auditors made the recommendation to go ahead and cancel that second bond. But where we were looking for clarification was it immediate or was it at the renewal period of the bond, based on their recommendation? And then based on that, there's the sub-item related to then the reimbursement for the payment. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the LERTA extension on the program, the school, we did hear back from the school. They are going to have a school board meeting for a formal vote on this at their next meeting, so that one's still pending. We're waiting to hear back from them formally after they meet.
I think that's next week.
That's next week, yes, correct, thank you. Okay, and the Chevy Impala,
Next meeting.
Okay.
Ken needs to use it for some visits, yeah.
Okay, all right. Public comment for non-agenda items, and again, just please state your names clearly so it helps Lisa and helps us with the meeting minutes. Yes, sir.
Chad Weaver, question, Stevens Road was cut off about 3 or 4 months ago by the contractor tying in the utilities for Wabash Landing. Is there any way we can get them to finish the paving out there on that road? They've done their development, they started building houses, and Stevens Road is still chopped up in pieces. It is absolutely horrible where our fire trucks and our cars, and some people are actually driving 3/4 of the way in the other lane, go around the potholes. It will be an unsafe hazard here shortly. So,
Okay.
is there any way we can lean on them to fix that road? Fix that repairs? It's been
Okay.
several months since they tied into that utilities.
It's a Sharon item.
Yeah, that's a Sharon item. We'll take it as an action item and we'll absolutely look into that and get back to it. Okay?
Speed bumps are not warranted there,
Oh, they'd be nice if they were.
up instead of down.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Okay.
So it's not good.
Thank you.
Works too.
Okay, anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
I have 2 things that being said, I'll try to be short and close this week. First thing is actually with the approval of the temporary or longer placement of the soccer fields. This would, I guess, kind of go back to the roadmaster. When they did the approval for the people who treated the field last year, they did a wonderful job and I was very vocal about that. This year, when they treated it, right afterwards, it stormed. And I know with them starting soccer here in the next few days, weeks, whatever it is, they're gonna start practicing. The field currently has very, very razor sharp weeds that are growing. So I don't know if the roadmaster could possibly check to see if there is any type of reapplication within their contract or anything like that, because they're sharp. And with the kids being over there, safety first.
That might have been a multi-application on that contract this year. That was with Vantage.
Good advantage.
And I think it was for more than one treatment. You didn't notice them being out more than once this year already, have you?
They
It's the same
might
people
have
that,
been.
same people that mow the grass.
I mean, well, they're there every Tuesday, so, but I don't know if they've treated it more than once. I think they might have, but
Brad,
right
are
now
you,
it's really, really bad.
okay, Brad, are you still on? Okay. I'll take that one also as an action item. Okay, we'll ask Brett to take a look at that.
Okay.
The roadmaster,
Okay.
okay?
And then my second thing that I won't keep until midnight for, but brings me to that meeting. One thing that was missed on the agenda from the midnight meeting was the fire department package that you guys have presented at the beginning of the years. It has not been brought back up since then. I constantly hear the comment from everyone up there that, you know, we're looking for volunteers, you guys support people signing up to volunteer. Volunteers are not lining up out the door, and having that package that was presented would definitely help with that. One thing that's not going down is emergencies. They've more than tripled this year for all 3 of the police Cocalico stations. And the one thing that's not going down for either is gas. So to have an incentive or any type of program in place that you guys were discussing would be something that I would really like to have the board bring back up as it was supposed to be that night.
Okay, so the package you're referring to then is that, correct me if I'm wrong, but the proposal I made then related to some kind of incentive, yeah, some kind of incentive for the firefighters, for the volunteers based on some
Time, amount of
concept,
calls, yep.
exactly, the
Yep.
time that they're serving and all of that,
Yes.
okay, okay. Okay, point taken, thank you. Yep, we'll get that back on the agenda. Okay, any other questions? Okay. The next supervisors meeting is going to be held at the Smokestown Fire Company at 860 Smokestowns Road. That's going to be on September 1st. That'll be at 7 p.m. in person and via live Zoom. I don't think we need an executive session, do we? No? Okay. So,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I was going to ask. I will second that. We have a motion and a second. Anyone object? Okay, motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.
We got some more.
So the bill does